So getting this horse to connect to me is my goal for today. So as I have this horse circling around me, right there, she tried to pick on the gelding that's was over there, and so I did something about it. So her job right now is to maintain gait and direction around me, and she wasn't doing it there, so I reminded her again because she wanted to pick on the gelding over there. So I'm going to keep her here on the circle until she starts thinking towards me. Right now, as you can see, she's looking outside of the circle. She's not thinking towards me. And she pins her ears when she goes by the gelding over there. And she's just kind of got a little bit of an attitude about, you can't make me. And that's part of her personality. She's a very dominant horse by nature and very opinionated. So right here, she started to have a little bit of rhythm in her gait. Then she lost it. She came off the circle a little bit because she was thinking about connecting to me, but it was only for a moment, and then she went back on the rail again. Right there was some good rhythm for just a few strides. She lowered her head right there, lowered her head again, has some good rhythm. She's coming in off the rail right now for part of it, not all the time, but what she's doing is she's thinking towards me for a moment or two, and then she goes back to the rail. Now, right there, she stopped and she looked at me. So I made sure that I was nice and relaxed. That's what I wanted. I want her thinking towards me. I want her thinking that being with me is the best place to be, not thinking outside the circle, not thinking away from me, not trying to pick on other horses, but being a partner and connecting to me. So I gave her a little bit of a break because I wanted to reward her thinking towards me. And so now I'm going to ask her to go again. And right away, her head kind of went to the outside of the panels again, thinking away from me. And there she was, tossing her head a little bit, having a little bit of an attitude, which is, part of her personality. But I want her to start acting like a partner. So I'm just staying still in the center of the round pen and waiting for her to change her thought process, waiting for her to think towards me instead of having evil thoughts or negative thoughts. So right there, she started to arc her body towards me for a moment, which was really nice. And now she turned and faced me again. Instead of picking on the gelding, she turned and faced me. That was really nice. I gave her a little bit of a break, and now we're going again. And when she was over there by the gelding, she kind of had a bad attitude. Now she's trying to change direction. So I just let her know that I want her to maintain the direction that I sent her in. And once she does what I want, I just stay very quiet in the center and I leave her alone. And I'm waiting for her to think back to me again. There she's lowering her head, starting to relax a little bit more rhythm there. Lowering her head, now she turned and she faced me. I took a little step away from her, and that's her reward. So I reward her for thinking towards me by taking a step away, and that lets her know that what she just did was right. And there she just shook her head, which was a sign of releasing tension. So I'm really happy with that. And now I give her a break again, so that because I want her emotions to come down, I want her to relax, and I want her to feel really comfortable when she's present with me instead of the environment. Now I'm going to ask her to go again. I asked her to go to the left. She was like, no, I don't want to. I want to go to the right. So I insisted a little bit. She tossed her head, had a little bit of an attitude, but then she went to the left. And there she was tossing her head and swishing her tail some. And she's having an attitude about the dog. And she's wanting to, play some dominance games. And I'm just staying neutral in the middle until, like right there, she turns and faces me again. And then I reward her for that. So I'm trying to get her to act like a partner instead of acting like a prey animal. So I'm asking her to go again there. She still didn't want to go to the left. So I insisted. And she's having a little bit of an attitude there, swishing her tail and shaking her head. But she went ahead and went to the left. So I'm asking her to trot there. And now I'm asking her to canter. And now she's having an attitude towards the dog. And just being dominant, playing games. And I'm not doing anything. I'm just standing in the middle, waiting for her to change her mind. And there she is, messing with the dog again. Then she decides to turn and face me. I take a couple steps away, reward her. And now I want her emotions to come down again and for her to relax before I ask her to go back out again, because she's still not really connected to me. She'll, play her dominance games and then she'll turn and face me for a little bit, but she's still not really connected to me yet. There, she didn't want to turn to the left again, so I insisted. And there she's tossing her head and having an attitude again, and I do nothing about it. I'm just waiting for her to change her mind. Instead of telling her what to do, I want her to come up with the idea of connecting to me. And that's why I'm just standing in the middle, doing nothing. As long as she maintains gait and direction, I'm doing nothing. And when I had her at the canter, I didn't mind her coming down to a trot to relax. And see, all that activity that she's doing there has nothing to do with me. She's not thinking towards me. And I want it to be her idea. And I don't want to make it happen. Now she's coming in off the rail and she's thinking about connecting to me. Now she's arcing her body around me. And that's what I'm looking for. That's the gold right there. And so I rewarded her by just shifting my weight back. That was excellent.